Donald Trump, fresh off tonight's debate. Go ahead, Hallie.
Hey there, Ari. Yeah, so Mr. Trump, let's jump right into it. Talk to me about your debate performance tonight. How do you think you did?
I think really good. I mean, everybody came at me, which I expected, but I think I did really good.
That wasn't surprising to you?
No, I watched you, I watched everybody else. I think it was really good. I mean, I enjoyed it, believe it or not, but everybody came at me. I expected it, and I think we did well. According to CRUZ and all of the polls taken, I won the debate, so we'll see.
You said you enjoyed it. There were moments, frankly, when you seemed really angry. You seemed really mad at Jeb Bush. You talked about the money he spent against you. You seemed sort of hot under the collar.
Sure, you get angry, but it's not anger. It's you want to do something for effect. When a man is lying, and when a man spends like $20 million or whatever the number is that he spent on me, some massive amount that he got from his special interest and donors who have total control over him, by the way, you don't like that. So, you know, somebody said, one of the reporters just asked me, why did you hit down on him because he's down so low in the polls? I said, because he spends a lot of money on negative advertising on me. But I think I made the point. When somebody says mistruths or lies, and I had the same thing with Ted Cruz. I mean, I don't think that was any different, frankly, than Jeb. But Jeb is lower in the polls. I think Ted is going down in the polls because Ted is a nasty guy who doesn't tell the truth.
But you've said before that you liked Ted Cruz.
I liked him before I got to know him.
What changed your mind?
I didn't know him. I mean, you know, when you say like him, I've seen what he did to Ben Carson. I've seen what he did in Iowa. I saw the voter violation form that he made up, which was really fraudulent as far as I'm concerned. It was a fraudulent form. I've seen robocalls made even in South Carolina.
And his campaign denies being behind.
They denied, but, you know, it turned out that the head of his campaign was the one that was in charge of it, okay? So he can deny all he wants, but the head of his campaign was in charge of it, and that just came out a little while ago. So, you know,
it seems like that gets under your skin.
It doesn't get under my skin. You have to take care of things. When somebody does something, you have to take, and the same thing with this country. When somebody does something wrong, you got to take care of it. You don't make Iran deals. You walk out of those deals. You make the deal with Iran where we give $150 billion, we get nothing. You can't allow that to happen to yourselves as a country. And it's the same thing in a debate. It's the same thing in terms, and literally every person I've spoken to liked the way I handled it because you have to have the truth. I'm a very straightforward person. I'm a very honorable person. I don't lie. And when people are lying, you have to straighten them out.
One of the more memorable moments, I think, for many of our viewers were your comments on September 11th, your comments on former President Bush, especially in a place like South Carolina where the Bush name is beloved. He's well-liked.
Yeah,
is that something, you said it before, I know you talked about it in October, is that something you want to walk back, or do you stand by those remarks?
Of course I stand by. Were there weapons of mass destruction? Were there? I don't think so. There were no weapons of mass destruction. And then Jeb said, my brother kept us safe. He didn't keep us safe. The World Trade Center came down during, I lost many people that were friends of mine. The World Trade Center came down during his tenure. So when you say he was in there trying and everything else, and there were many people that say it shouldn't have happened because he wouldn't listen to his own CIA. So do I like him? Do I don't like him? I just give you the facts. I mean, it's very simple. The World Trade Center came down. He didn't listen to the CIA, who had information that this was going to happen. And were there weapons of mass destruction? No. And then you look at the last 90 days of the economic collapse of our country. We got Barack Obama, in all fairness, because of that. So, Jeb, it's wonderful that he sticks up for his brother, but his brother had some big flaws.
You also had the first question out of the gate on a day when everybody is talking about the news of Justice Scalia's death, and you seemed prepared for it. You mentioned a couple of names that you would pick as a nominee. Can you elaborate on that? I believe Diane Sykes was one of the names you mentioned.
Diane Sykes.
Yeah.
She's very, very a wonderful woman. From everything I know, she's very conservative, highly thought of, from Wisconsin, and I think she'd be a good choice. But again, I'd have to vet Diane Sykes. She's right now a federal judge. I would have to vet many people. I'll tell you, the perfect would be somebody as close to Justice Scalia as we could find.
One more for you, and I know you got to run, but when you look at where you are in South Carolina, you talked about your ground game in New Hampshire being better than it was in Iowa. How are you feeling about your organization in this state, and can you do enough to reach out to the evangelicals here, who you're going to have to win the support of?
Well, I think so. Right now, I'm leading with the evangelicals, and that's one of the reasons
Ted Cruz is nipping at your heels or trying to.
You know, but he's also telling lots of lies, and they don't like people people that lie, and I think that I'm going to win with the evangelicals, and nationwide I'm leading with the evangelicals. And by the way, I just won with the evangelicals in New Hampshire, won by a substantial margin. So I think I'm going to do great with the evangelicals. I'm very, very strong and powerful on Christianity and keeping it strong, because Christianity is being really hit from every angle. And believe me, my relationship with the evangelicals has been amazing. It's been amazing. It's really been a love fest in so many ways, with Jerry Falwell Jr. coming in and so many others coming in. So I think we're going to do very well with evangelicals.
You talk about a love fest, really the last one before. Did the booze tonight bug you? This is the second debate in a row you've been booed by the audience repeatedly.
Audience, because all donors and special interests are in the. I know some of these people, and they're not booing. They're down there laughing.
Candidates get tickets and can
they're
give
friends
them.
of mine. No, I know, but they are buying all the tickets out, and we get a certain. I had my wife and a couple of kids. They are right now all special interests. I know many of them. They're friends of mine. They're waving to me and booing because they're all having a good time.
They're waving to you and booing you?
I have friends down there. They're waving, and then they're doing the boo thing. No, I think, look, it's fine, but I think it's really unfair to numerous of the candidates, because certain candidates that raised a lot of money, those were the people that had a lot of audience, which is pretty unfair, I think. But look, I mean, according to Drudge, according to everybody else, I won the debate, so it couldn't have been so bad. I do think it's unfair when the audiences are stacked, though.
Hallie, one more question.
What is
Hallie, can you tell me what
Ari's got one more for you, I think.
If you can ask, what does he like about
Go ahead,
Judge Sykes and Judge Pryor?
Ari Melber is our anchor here. As you know, Ari has our very deep legal background. He wants to know, what is it specifically that you like about Judge Sykes and Judge Pryor that led you to bring them up?
A tremendous record, a very conservative record, highly respected, great intellect, all of the things you need to have a great Supreme Court justice.
Thank you much. Ari, back to you.
Thanks.